Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for being with us today. And if you can, go get a glass of tea or cup of tea because we're going to be talking about tea, delicious tea, today. It's as much a part of Scottish life now as whiskey, but when it was first introduced, it was extremely expensive. It was exotic, and it was a slightly dangerous drink. The Scottish establishment's objections to it made it the object of desire in the early 1700s, particularly with women. The afternoon tea break was then taken at 4 o'clock, and Scottish ladies would invite their friends to take the 4 hours with them. They sat in the best bedchamber. Parlors were not invented yet. They were being a much later innovation, so they drank their fancy foreign drink out of china cups, sweetening it with honey. Scotland being known as the land of cakes, they ate tea bread, or fancy baking as well. Tea was hideously expensive, costing 4 times as much as coffee. Much of this cost was tax, introduced to protect Scottish brewers. The everyday drink at the time was ale, drunk by everybody at all times of the day, usually warmed up some for breakfast in the winter. Scotland's smugglers were quick to see the opportunity offered by tea, and the coast of Ayrshire and East Lothian quickly became busy. Although smuggling seems very romantic at a distance, there was a great deal of violence associated with it, and people became concerned at its escalation to satisfy their taste for tea. Times changed. Tea came down in price and became what it is now, one of Scotland's national drinks. The legendary Miss Cranston must take a great deal of credit for that. By the end of the 19th century, Glasgow had become a great center for the sale of tea. One of the tea merchants was a young man named Stuart Cranston. He was very interested in blending different teas and became known as the Wizard of the Leaf. He decided that he would sell more tea if he offered tastings of different blends at 2 pence per cup. His sister Kate took up the idea and ran with it. Miss Cranston built up an empire of tea rooms in the city. Men had always been able to meet their friends in pubs. Now women had some place to go too. Tea at Miss Cranston's became a Glasgow institution and is still enjoyed today at Miss Cranston's Willow Tea Rooms. Glasgow was also the birthplace of Sir Thomas Lipton, who prospered and built up a fleet of 500 ships. His name is still synonymous with tea in continental Europe. He had the water of major cities in the British Isles analyzed so that the right blend could be made for each place, corresponding to the different taste of the water. A vile drug? Not anymore. It's definitely the cup that cheers. Have a nice cup of tea, would you? And come back and join us again, please.